Hello, beautiful people. I'm back, and I'm here to share with y'all my very first journal entry in this new journal I got. First of all, isn't this so pretty? Okay, the pages are like gold. I love that. Yes, gold, and they have like a yellowish tint. Ugh, love me a good journal. But yes, I'm gonna share with y'all my very first journal entry. So, today, I started a new journal, even though my other journal wasn't finished. And it was because this one, it just felt right. Okay, I've always had this unspoken rule that I don't start a new journal until all the pages are filled, or more till I've written to the end of the book, because I don't usually fill all the pages. I finished about 3 or 4 journals in my lifetime, so yeah, I've journaled since I was young. Like, it's from like those journals and those about me diaries that we had in like um, elementary school and those at the book fairs and stuff. Yeah, love those. I had a blue composition notebook that I actually wrote furiously in when I was in high school, and I remember throwing it away along with this really cool sketchbook I had, and that was like right before I left for college. And I really deeply wish I could stop myself, like go back and stop myself from doing that, because those were artifacts. Like, those artifacts, they held my high school experience in a way that I'm afraid I'll never be able to remember. And I really can't remember a lot of my past, to be honest. Um, but I've been working to reverse what I forgot, or rather make room for me to return and remember. Um, yeah, return and remember. So yeah, I remember I used to sketch these drawings from this creator on Instagram. Their ad is like Viteloi. It's like Viteloi, and they always had these like really cute like characters of like black people, black women, and I'm gonna try going back to sketching them and drawing them, but I'm going to actually like post them and let them see the light of day this time, with credit, of course. But I'm saying that because I sketched about them in my journal and my sketchbook, but I never showed anyone. And I'm pretty sure, like, you know how you sketch things for like that other people have created, and sometimes they post your sketches. And like, I could have did that, and like, but I wasn't like proud enough of it, you know. So, um, yeah, my parents always encouraged me. They encouraged my drawing skills. They encouraged my hobbies, of course. I also remember I had this red folder of like drawings from elementary school. I definitely wish I could go back and tell myself not to throw them away, because I think I also threw that away along with the journal from high school and the sketchbook from high school. But I truly mourned for them. They're in a landfill somewhere, and that really breaks my heart. But I was young, I was tired of life, I was ready to go. So I don't blame myself, but I do a little bit. But I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I did have a thought. I had a thought at that time. I can just make more. But those details from my innocence as a child cannot be replaced. But they can be remembered and revolutionized. So that, for me, sounds like remembering the girl with the braces. That was me in another reality that I drew. Um, Remembering the bumblebee drawing that I drew that was inspired by another bumblebee drawing I saw from a kid who made it for my 3rd grade teacher. And she had it at her desk, so I was inspired by that. I was inspired by a ladybug drawing I saw, because my auntie, she loved ladybugs. And there's this sunset beach drawing I traced from a drawing book for my school library, and it was just so perfect. I drew it, I traced it, I colored it. So my best work, okay? That's all in that red little folder. Um, for some reason I remember this kid getting terrified on this realistic dinosaur game that they let us play in at my first elementary school. And that kid actually felt like he was there. I remember the way he screamed in terror, and it just made me laugh because it was a video game and we were so young. But yeah, I also remember just drawing things with no care in the world, just because, with pens, with pencils, with whatever, and I would just keep them in that folder. But my point of all this is repair of my memories is possible. I just have to let them come to me and take my lion's mane, my lion's mane supplements. If you know, you know. Okay. But I also grieve for what I lost, what I created, and what I documented. I didn't really see the value in it at the time, but the value of notes, letters, like pictures, journals, diaries, drawings, books, even activity books, they're all telling us a story, and the value grows exponentially as time passes. So that's for me in the future, that's for anyone else that might have needed to hear that. But yeah, so I want to pay homage, however you say that word. I don't really say it a lot, but I want to pay homage to the parts I documented. And so I will create new art based on how I created as a little girl. And my art will get to see the light of day this time, okay? My art will get the showcase it deserved a long time ago. And it's all a part of this becoming her, okay? But I think I've reached something deeper now. I've already realized that I am her, right? In my last video, you might have listened to that. It's not a matter of becoming, but it's a matter of listening and remembering her, like returning, listening to how she truly feels, honoring her, but also honoring, the Most High Father, of all, because, he's my father, so I want to honor him above all things. He is my father and I am his daughter, and he knows what's best. So he leads my intuition, he leads my discernment to help me make aligned choices with aligned people, with my temple as well, with my body, making aligned choices with my body, and with aligned opportunities. So I got a little transition. Lately, like between 2000s culture has been on my heart, right? Like that whole 2000s era. I realized that I'm not just nostalgic for the way that time of life felt, because I was born in 2022, right? I lived through the transition between an analog childhood and a digital adolescence. So I remember flip phones and DVDs, the side slide phones, and waiting for my show to come on, disposable cameras, and the life before every moment had to be documented. But then I got my first iPhone in 6th grade because I asked for it. And, almost overnight, social media, pictures, and like vanity, things of that nature became the lens through which I learned to see myself, right? So my image stopped being shaped by my own curiosity and slowly became shaped by comparison. So looking back, I don't feel like my childhood was stolen from me, really, because my parents did protect me and my siblings from growing up too fast. But, yes, and I'm grateful for that, for sure. But I was introduced to the online world at a time in my life where I was discovering who I was. And that's no one's fault, except, like society. But I began measuring myself against people, trends, brand name clothes, and just stuff that I was never meant to be there. And now, years later, I find myself longing for those, 2000s colors, textures, music, fashion, the whole aesthetic, the imperfections of the early 2000s, right? And at first I thought it was just something like nostalgia, but it's something deeper. So it's about this, right? I miss a world where pictures could be blurry, where outfits didn't need to become content, where hobbies existed simply because they brought us joy, where creativity wasn't measured by algorithms, where people documented memories instead of performing them, right? I don't want to go backwards, but I do want to carry these values forward. Returning to this aesthetic isn't really about pretending that it's like the 2000s, but it's about choosing slowness over urgency, right? Play over perfection, creativity over performance, and presence over productivity. Okay? That's why I've been so drawn to things like gardening, crochet, painting, journaling, cozy games, analog cameras, handmade things, you name it. They're all teaching me the same lesson. Life is not meant to be optimized, it's meant to be lived. Life is not meant to be optimized, it's meant to be lived. Okay? So, this isn't me becoming who I used to be, right? I know I said returning. This isn't me becoming who I used to be. This is me becoming the woman I might have become already if I had never believed I needed to perform for the internet in the first place. Okay. That's my message today, guys. I hope that was something for somebody. I know it will be. Have a good day.